Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's broadcast here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. This is the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles versus the Timpview Thunderbirds coming at you here at Maple Mountain as we have a perfect day for baseball. Slight overcast and temperatures about 70 degrees here today. As Timpview starting out here with number 17. Don't have a roster here yet for Timpview. We'll see if we can get one later on in this game. Both of these teams went off, matched up against each other yesterday as Maple Mountain was able to come on top of that one. That one ground up right to the pitcher, Ellis, making the grab and throwing it right to first. And Tyson Ellis, the sophomore, is your starting pitcher here for Maple Mountain. Like I was just saying, Maple Mountain just yesterday playing against this Timpview team. And the final score on that one, it was actually a total blowout. The final score 26-1 there at Timpview. Check swing missed there for the batter. As that game, a total blowout. Is this Timpview team, you know, not the greatest, I will say, in the region, as Spanish Fork also took on this Maple Mountain team earlier on in the season. As the final score, or the score after the first game for Spanish Fork was 21-0 there at Timpview. But you never know, because as that one goes in there for the strike. 1-2 now the count with one out here in the bottom, or excuse me, top of the first. Spanish Fork came up on top the next game at Spanish Fork, but it was a much closer game as a strikeout there for Ellis as he records his first strikeout of the day. So AJ Bollinger is your next batter here for the Timpview Thunderbirds as Ellis records his first strikeout. So 2 out. Could see a 3-up, 3 inning here to begin, as that one just gets him on the shirt, actually, as he'll take his base. Bollinger gets aboard. So 1 on here as the next batter coming to the plate. This is number 19 for Timpview. So with 1 aboard, it's 2 out. Just like I was saying, the Spanish Fork, the second Spanish Fork versus Timpview game when it was at Spanish Fork, it was a much closer game. And Timpview actually almost pulled it out, but Spanish Fork was able to take it in the last couple of innings as that one hit deep out to center field as that one finds some grass. Jaron Hall playing center, not able to get under that one. That one sends a runner in scoring position for Timpview. So Thompson gets the base hit there. So the cleanup hitter, Anderson, now up. Check back to the second baseman as he is out. So just like that, despite a runner being in scoring position after that base hit there by Thompson, we'll wrap up the top half of the first, and we'll go to the bottom of the first here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. We now start the top of, excuse me, start that again. We now start the the bottom of the first here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Your first batter for Maple Mountain, Colton Hamilton, here to lead things off. First pitch gets him swinging. There is number 9, which I believe is Thompson, is your pitcher here for Timpview. That one hit out to the right side, just foul, as that one would have been just fair had it been about 1 foot to the left of where it was hit. Maple Mountain having a stellar game as far as hitting goes. This last game just played yesterday, as plenty of hits came from Maple Mountain there in that one. And I was just listening in on the one just called ball, 1-2 now the count. I was just listening on the huddle just before the game, and you know, Coach Miner expects them to still play hard. You know, he told them asked them if there was anyone that went 4 for 4 or 5 for 5, and there wasn't really anybody that had a perfect game. So there's still room for improvement. As that one gets past the center fielder, Colton Hamilton will get on. Will record a single in the books, but will get on second base with the error. So now next up is Cade Polson, who plays that shortstop position for Maple Mountain. As already, catcher will visit Thompson there on the mound. See if he can calm his nerves here right at the beginning of the game. Polson usually bats at that number 4 hit, or the cleanup hitter in the lineup, but coach is deciding to switch things up just a little bit. I believe Hall is on deck here for the Golden Eagles. Hall, yeah, is number 3. Yep, Hall is on deck. As Hall usually plays, you know, he's been in different spots in that lineup throughout the season, but generally he plays at that number 1 position, that number 1 hitter in the lineup. As Polson swings to that one, makes the count 1-1 here with 0 outs in the bottom of the first. One on second. As the sun just dipping behind the clouds there. Actually cooling things off just a bit here as that one goes low. 2-1 now the count. Polson back to work, back into the box. Readies himself, waits a pitch from Thompson. Now the 2-1 offering. Pitcher steps off the mound just for a bit, looks back at the runner, and Hamilton back on the bag. Hamilton takes his lead once again. And the pitch. Just in there for the strike. 2-2 now the count. Here as look for Polson to be a little bit aggressive with the at-bat. Good looking pitch there from Thompson. Thompson steps off the bag once again, checks the runner at second, and goes back to work at the stretch. Pitch low. Good eye by Polson as he holds off on that one, making this one a full count. Still no outs. Field here at Maple Mountain, looking at the left and right sides of the field, the fence stands at 345 and the center at 385. Another thing also to note here with the Maple Mountain baseball field is the backstop behind them. As we'll take a look here on the cameras, is pretty deep, a lot deeper than most fields that you see here in high school. So any pass ball pretty much advances the runner. Next pitch on the way. Gets contact to that one past the infield, and that could score a run for Maple Mountain as he'll trot across to score off the base hit single by Polson. Colton Hamilton, your runner, coming across. So an RBI single for Polson. So now Jaron Hall will look to continue the little streak here. As Hall looks back at Coach Miner, now back into the box, gets the call, and will go to work. The pitch, runner goes as Polson will make it to second in time as actually the ball gets passed. Picked up by the center fielder, and Polson gets to third. So things not looking good so far for Timpview as Thompson will slowly walk back towards the mound. as not quite sure what the story of last game was as far as you know, if it was hits or errors or you know why it was such a large margin of victory for Maple Mountain that last game. But you know, it's probably a little bit of both. There's a lot of mistakes coming here early on. That one hits the low part of the strike zone. Called strike on Jaron. 0-2 now the count. Next pitch goes ball. 1-2 the count here to Hall. Hall steps out just for a bit back into the box as a runner just stands 90 feet away from scoring that second run of the game. Swung on and that one missed. Excuse me, it's now 1-2, I believe is the count. Going off of the scoreboard as far as strikes and balls go. And actually, yeah, it was 3 strikes on that one. All just a little bit hesitant to step out of the box there. So Jake Moffey is your batter here for Maple Mountain, the cleanup hitter. We'll see if he can score Polson there at second. Pitch swung on, a bit of a hesitant swing there. Kind of an off-speed pitch. Kind of have to do that kind of swing once you face a pitch like that. You got to kind of wait for it. End result's kind of an awkward swing, but he gets a piece of it, fouls it back, and he's still in. So as that one is hit out to the first baseman, throw over to Thompson, that one in time as that'll end. Actually, excuse me, that's just the second out. 1 run comes across the score as Polson comes home. So Jake Moffey getting the sacrifice hit. So fielder's choice scores Polson at home. 2-0 is the lead with Mitch Holmes. 5th batter in the lineup for Maple Mountain up here for the first time today. That one looks like a good pitch, just called ball here with 2 outs, no one aboard. Next pitch on the way. Swung on, that one out. Gets past the third baseman as well as the shortstop. Ground up by the left fielder as Holmes turns and looks towards second, holds off and will stay there at first. So he'll get on with the base hit. So the hit's really coming here for Maple Mountain as we now have Connor Ellis, the designated hitter. Maybe a relative of the pitcher, Tyson Ellis. Strike there. Makes count go quickly. 0-1 here for Ellis. Next pitch just goes ball as Holmes making it over to second there. Stands up safely as the second stolen base of the game there for Maple Mountain. Already quickly here in the bottom of the first. Pretty productive game thus far for Maple Mountain as that one is called strike. 1-2 now the count with 2 out. Our last game here on Spanish Fork 17, this was actually the final score as that one is hit. Slow grounder over to shortstop, throw over to first just in time for the out. As that'll wrap things up here for the first inning after 1 full played. The score sits on the board 2-0. Maple Mountain Golden Eagles with the lead over the Timpview Thunderbirds. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Spanish Fork 17. We resume play here on Spanish Fork 17. Ellis back on the mound here as that one called strike. As the 5, 6, and 7 hitters here due up in the top of the second for the Timpview Thunderbirds. Next pitch from Ellis to the southpaw. That one called ball, 1-1 now the count. Next pitch also called ball. As Ellis has one strikeout on the day here for Maple Mountain, as that one swung on and missed. The pitcher here, Thompson, for Timpview has one strikeout as well. 2-2 is the count here. As the next pitch comes from Ellis. That one just misses the strike zone. Full count now here for your batter for Timpview, number 2. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Ellis gets him, as that'll be Ellis' second strikeout of the day. So Justin G is your batter here for Timpview. Swung on that first pitch, misses. Gets nothing about air on that one as Ellis goes back to work on the mound. G will take a couple of swings, now back into the box. As G is actually one of the shorter players here on the Timpview lineup, which here in baseball is often a good thing. Just means a smaller strike zone. As he'll step back into the box and await the next pitch. 0-2 pitch, just off of the strike zone there. Looks like it went a little bit outside. My view here from the side makes it kind of hard to see exactly where the pitches are going, but that one just misses the strike zone. Makes it a 1-2 count here with one out. Swung on and missed, as another strikeout recorded there by Ellis. So back-to-back strikeouts. We'll send the next batter for Timpview. Copeland Nelson is the batter. As an off-speed pitch goes low and in the ground just before getting to the pitcher there, or the batter. As Ellis winds up the kick and the delivery for the 0-1. That just off. 0-2 now the count. That one just called ball as well. So 3 pitches there here in this at-bat from Ellis. 3 balls. As expect this one to be right down the barrel here from Ellis. That one swung on, just hit down that left side foul line as Ellis will battle back here with this at-bat. 3-1 now the count. Next pitch swung on deep right center field, as the right fielder able to come up and grab that one. Jaron Hall able to come up and make the out there. Good run there, covering a lot of ground as Hall's a quick one, able to get that one. So no runs, no hits, no errors here in the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom of the second when we come back here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Thompson still on the mound here for the Timpview Thunderbirds as the next batter, Sam Moore, coming to the plate here for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Sam Moore is, let me look at my sheet here. Sam Moore is the 7th hitter in the lineup, so 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here for the Golden Eagles. Moore is the 3rd baseman for the Golden Eagles, as that one hit right to the pitcher. And Thompson, kind of a dangerous one, hit right at him there, as he's able to get the ground out there. You know, and it's always scary playing that position when those kind of things happen. as Andrew Wixom is the next batter. As I actually play a little bit of softball in the city leagues there, and I'll tell you that's the worst position to play is the pitcher. As I'll tell you, I don't know how many balls were hit right back at me, as that one's ground up by the second baseman as Wixom goes down. It's 2 up, 2 down here for Maple Mountain as the next batter stepping up to the plate. This is Cannon Minor. As Cannon Minor is playing the left fielder position today. As you can see a quick inning here for Maple Mountain. I'm sure they didn't have too many of these their last game with the final score of 26-1 against these same Timpview T-Birds. Minor squares away to bunt. I think they like to do this here with Minor quite a bit. Minor's, really quick with quick off of the bunt. I guess I should just say he's quick in general. Steals a lot of bases. As the next pitch low and in the dirt there for Minor. Expect him to swing though here with 2 strikes there on the board. 1-2 the count here. As Thompson will step back on the bump and give the 1-2 offering here with 2 outs, nobody aboard here in the bottom of the second. Pitch comes, swing and a miss. As Thompson will sit him down as Maple Mountain goes scoreless here in this inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. As we've played 2 full complete here on Spanish Fork 17, we'll step aside just for a bit and send it to the top of the third. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up here for Timpview as Ellis goes back to the bump and will pitch here against this number 9 hitter. Don't have the name here for this Timpview player. As Timpview able to hold up defensively against Maple Mountain that last inning off the good pitching there by Thompson. That one just misses the strike zone for the second ball. Next pitch coming here from Ellis. Batter calls time, steps out just for a bit. Takes a couple of practice swings and back into the box he goes. Here to face off against Ellis. Ellis with kick in the delivery. Swung on, misses that one. As he'll go back to the box and get the pitch here from Ellis. That one goes low for the third ball. Big pitch here is Ellis. The kick and delivery just misses the strike zone. Called ball, and he'll be on there with a walk. Mistra, I guess, is not quite sure how to say that. Mistra is the batter that just got on there with a walk. So we go back to the top of the lineup here for Timpview. As he'll await the next pitch here from Ellis. Shows bunt on that one. That one fouled back behind the backstop. This count goes quickly 0-1. Here with 0 outs. We apologize for the poor camera angle here. We're planning on doing the full multi-camera setup here for you. But there was a mix-up of times here with the spring break here for the high schools, for the Nebo School District being this week. They decided to have this game at 11 o'clock. So the next pitch from Ellis, the 1-1 delivery, that one fouled back to the backstop as well, as number 7 gets his call. Another call there from the coach right there on next to the third base. And we'll step back into the batter's box and wait the 1-2. Sun coming back here out of the clouds as I actually kind of like that. Got a cool breeze in here. Now it starts to heat up just a little bit here on Maple Mountain Field. But, you know, I'll take it for the time being. Is looking at the weather report, things might get a little bit ugly as that one's hit out our way. Just out there in foul territory. So batter will stay alive there. Step back into the box and await the pitch here from Ellis. The 1-2 offering on its way. That one just goes ball as the runner actually holds up there on first. Definitely could have made it to second. The count will go 2-2 now here with 0 outs. One aboard on first. Runner takes his lead as the kick and the delivery comes here from Ellis. Swung on, that one hit right to the second baseman. Throw over to first in time, but first baseman Mitch Holmes drops that, unfortunately, as that'll send a runner in scoring position for the second time here in this ball game. Last time, of course, there in that first inning, Timpview not able to capitalize on the opportunity as they stranded 2 runners there in the bottom, or excuse me, the top of the first. It's number 17 Bollinger is your next batter. Bollinger struck out last time up as timeout called there by the left-handed hitter number 17 Bollinger. Actually, may have been called there by Moffi, the catcher. Actually seen this play before as they tried to bring all the infielders in and get that runner to head to third for the fake out play. It's kind of a cool play that they run here from Maple Mountain. Saw it once last year. And usually, you know, it works. It'll send that runner. If there's a runner on second, he'll see that nobody's on third. And then as soon as he starts to run, they're ready for him. And they come and get him. So runner holds off there. As you'll see it again here. Throw back to second. Just in time. As that was their play once again. Runner on top of things there on second. Good attempt though by Maple Mountain. As that first time I saw that play last year, totally got, I don't remember who they were playing, but it really got that other team going, as I believe it was one to end the inning. But anyways, the attempt by Maple Mountain doesn't work. Has 2 runners still aboard here for the T-Birds. One on second, one on first is number 17 Bollinger. We'll step back into the box and await the 0-2 here from Ellis. Throw back to first as that one gets past Holmes, as runners will go. And Timpview has 2 runners in scoring position. Tying run standing up on second, as the other runner, don't have the name here for you, number 5 standing up just 90 feet away from scoring the first run here for the T-Birds. Timeout called as Coach Miner will head out to the mound, talk things over with his Golden Eagle infield, as Ellis will go back to work here on the mound. Count still 0-2 after the pass ball, getting past that first baseman. Looking behind me, we do have one player not quite in the bullpen. The bullpen here for Maple Mountain is actually, I'd say it's usable, but they don't really want to use it. It's kind of muddy. So we could have a potential new pitcher here in the near future, but for now, Ellis sits down another one, gets his third strikeout of the day. Kobe McKee is actually your batter, and I'm actually not quite sure. I don't have the actual lineups here for Timpview. Just recording in my notes their lineup. But he'll step up here and await the pitch here from Ellis, as there's just one. Actually, that was looking at my notes. It was the fourth strikeout recorded by Ellis. 1-1 now the count here, as he'll be back in the box. Kick some dirt off his cleats as he'll be back to work. Facing off is that pitch back to second. Not in time as Polson able to be back there and catch the pitch to check the runner. Ellis with the windup. That one goes low. Actually just hits the strike zone. I thought it was a little bit too low, but just gets in that knee area of the batter and called strike. 1-2 now the count. Once again, 2 aboard at second and third. Here is Ellis trying to finish off this inning with a couple of outs. See if that can't strand a couple more there for Timpview. As count now sits 2-2 on the board here with 1 out. The next pitch here from Ellis as he takes a look at the runner there on third. Swing and a miss. Ellis sits him down. So Ellis with his 5th strikeout of the day. As, Bollinger is a little bit, sorry for the confusion on my notes here. Bollinger is the pitcher, and I believe he got on with a base hit single last time up. As that first pitch in there for the strike, I'll correct that on my notes. Bollinger is your actual pitcher, not Thompson. Thompson is actually the next batter after Bollinger. As that one goes in the strike zone as well. 0-2 quickly the count as Ellis trying to get out of this one here and keep that egg on the board for Timpview. Just misses the strike zone there as that one just goes out the outside. As the 1-2 offering now comes here from Ellis. That one also missing the strike zone. 2-2 now the count here with 2 outs. Runner takes his lead there at third. Pitch swung on, and that one fouled back behind the dugout there for the Maple Mountain side. Ellis with the new ball, and now has the 2-2 offering here to Bollinger. That one goes low, full count here with 2 outs. Big pitch here coming up from Ellis to Bollinger. As potentially 2 runs can come across and tie this one up with a base hit here. As that one's popped up here coming out to the right side of the field. Holmes making his way over there, but as you can see on the camera, they're just getting over the fence, and Holmes not able to get to it. So Ellis will have another pitch here, the full count offering. Now coming to Bollinger as Bollinger battles here in this one out alone in the dirt as he'll walk. Probably a good decision actually Bollinger was the one who got on by being hit by the pitch. Technically he didn't get hit by the pitch last time, but got hit on the shirt, and as a result was able to take his base as the next batter comes up. This here, I believe, is Thompson. As Thompson was the one who was able to get on with the base hit single that last time up. Check swing there. Holds off on that one as that one goes ball. Back into the box. Waits the 1-0 now with 2 out. Bases loaded here for Timpview as Jake Maffey looking to throw over to first and get that runner out there on first. See if they can't get them out of this one. Next pitch comes. That one also low, so called ball. Excuse me, just hits the strike zone. Once again, kind of hard to tell here from my view. So 2-1 now, the count with 2 outs here. Bases loaded as the third baseman, Sam Moore, coming to talk to Ellis just a little bit. Ellis is actually just a sophomore, so a very young player here for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. It's nice to see some young talent here, as we'll probably see a lot of him in years to come. Hopefully he'll be like a player like a Polson or like a Jaron Hall. Actually, Polson and Hall, they started playing when they were freshmen. You know, they didn't get I'd say they did get quite a bit of time. You know, at the beginning of the season, they kind of struggled, as you would expect a young freshman to do. But quickly got into things, and I'll tell you, for Hall especially, this sport has been one of his best. I've actually talked to his dad about, you know, I've asked him the question, what is Jaron Hall's best sport? You know, he's a multi-sport athlete, football, you know, star quarterback for the football team, scholarship to BYU, and star point guard as well on the basketball team. And he had, I don't know how many game-winning shots that he had this last season. But actually, Kalen Hall, Jaron's dad, will tell you that baseball probably is his best sport. As Ellis sits him down there, gets him out of the pickle there, as 3 runners stranded there by Timpview. We'll send this one to the bottom of the third, as Timpview still scoreless. The score after 2.5 played, Maple Mountain Golden Eagles 2, Thunderbirds 0. We'll be right back here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. We resume play here on Spanish Fork Channel 17, bottom of the third, as the leadoff hitter in the game, Colton Hamilton, here due up for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. As that one called strike. There, the pitch from Bollinger, as I called him Thompson pretty much the whole game up to now. Sorry again for any Timpview players that, or fans that might be watching the game. Swung on, that one missed. 0-2 now the count here to Colton Hamilton. Hamilton got on second with the error his last time up. Pitch on the way. Pitch swung on out to, excuse me, the left side of the field, out in foul territory there. So Bollinger still ahead in the count, 1-2. As Hamilton goes back into the box, as the left-hander faces the 1-2. That one swung on, left side of the field. That one just in. As it will be fair, as Hamilton, round second, will go third. Here as he stands up easily on third. So here in the bottom of the third, Hamilton gets a lead-off triple. Great looking piece of hitting there, but actually Not quite sure what's going on here. Is Hamilton standing up on second? I guess it was a ground rule double was the call or something. Actually, I wasn't paying attention to where the ball was. I was more concerned with the runner on making it to third, so I kind of missed that there, but I'll just write down a double here. On my stat sheet is Polson, your next batter. Polson had an RBI single his last time up, as we'll be looking for the the MVP Sports MVP of the game. We'll be announcing that at the conclusion of this one, as count goes 2-0 now here to Polson. Polson is a good runner up here for the MVP Sports Award. With actually I really don't know. There's the first of the lineup. The first 5 batters in the lineup for Maple Mountain are all contenders, I'd say, for the MVP Sports Award. Here today is that one called strike 3, won the count. As Polson can kind of pick and choose his pitch here. As the next pitch here comes from Bollinger. Runner takes his lead at second. That one hit off Coach Miner, getting the grounder and making the throw over to the pitcher, as he's actually one of the best defenders. Not to say anything less of the Maple Mountain defense, but man, he can barehand a lot of those little stray balls out to his way, as he's famous for that. You'll see him do that many a times throughout the season. That one swung on line drive, hits the ground right between the right and center fielder, as that'll score Hamilton all the way from second. So the double will score Hamilton, and just like that, Maple Mountain up 3-0. I'll record that in my notes here. So Jaron Hall, who struck out last time, is now due up here for Maple Mountain as Bollinger readies himself on the mound. And the pitch to Hall. Hall swings at that one, as that one just goes foul. Grabbed, though, by that third baseman. Hall gets the call there from the coach, as well as Polson there at second. Squares to bunt, lays down a bunt there, just down that right line. Pitch over to first, as that one is just past the first baseman, scoring Polson. So Jaron Hall able to get on with the error made by the pitcher, as I'm sure it's a little bit slippery out there, as he saw the pitcher just slipping on that one and making the throw that kind of threw off the throw over to first. So we'll just record that as an E1 in the books. As the next batter stepping up to the plate, Jake Maffey, the catcher here for the Golden Eagles. As Jaron Hall goes over to second. Safe is the call. As it gets a little bit bright here once again when that sun comes out. Now once again dipping behind the clouds. That one just in there for the strike. So with all the events that have happened so far in the inning, Colton Hamilton able to score off the double there by Polson, and Polson then scored off the bat throw there by the pitcher. That one just goes foul as he lays down a bunt. Similar looking bunt to Jaron, except for this one goes down the left line and just goes foul. So Maffey will trot back to the box and we'll have another go at it. This time we'll be swinging as the count sits 1-2 on the board. So Hall standing up in scoring position, trying to score the 5th run of the game here for the Golden Eagles as they try and do the same thing they did to these Timpview T-Birds last game, just yesterday, and end it in 5 innings. As pitcher checks the runner at second. Now looks down the stretch. Now timeout called by the Timpview team as coach will head out to the pitching mound. Not quite sure if we'll see a pitching change. I doubt it here. As I'll just talk things over. We'll take this brief timeout to mention our sponsors here for the game. Once again, the MVP Sports is sponsoring our MVP Sports Player of the Game. As we also have the Car Guys who sponsors our instant replay. And you can see them there on Main Street on next to Cal Ranch there. You can call them up, 801-794-0077. And you can find them in the carguysut.net if you're looking for a new car. That one just gets past the pitcher, ground up by the second baseman, throw over to first, not in time, as Mafia will get on with the base hit single. So runners on the corners now for Maple Mountain. As the next batter stepping on the plate, this will be Mitch Holmes. So still no outs on the board. As pitcher checks back at second, realizes there's nobody there, and back on the rubber, and the pitch checked back at first. No throw over to first though, as Mafia will head back to the base, now take his lead once again. As Bollinger will pitch, runner goes. Mafia easily able to get over there to second and scoring. Now there is another Golden Eagles runner, Jaron Hall, trotting across to make this one a 5-0 ball game. And so a couple of unfortunate events for Timpview. I guess very fortunate events for Maple Mountain, as they have another runner just 90 feet away from scoring the 6th run of the game. Here with Mitch Holmes now due up. That one hit out to the left side, just called foul, as Mafia will go back to third, as the 0-2 delivery here coming to Holmes. Holmes got on with a base hit single his last time up. As the kick in the delivery comes, 0-2 pitch, low and in the dirt for the ball. 1-2 now the count. Pitch on the way. Just off the zone there for the ball. 2-2 now the count. Swung on, called foul. 2-2 the count here with no outs. Runner on third. As we sit here in the bottom of the third. Bollinger taking his time there at the mound. Now the pitch comes. Good eye there by Mitch Holmes, as that one just inside. Full count now here to Holmes. That one swung on, called foul. Holmes plays aggressively there at the box. Now we'll step in once again here, facing the full count here by Bollinger. Full count pitch coming. That one swung on, hit right to the third baseman. Throw over to first, just misses, as left-handed number 17 there on first, not able to reach far enough to get that one. As great looking throw there all the way from third. He actually held the runner back at third, so no run comes across the score for Maple Mountain. So a good job there by the third baseman. Mitch Holmes will reach on with the error. So the next batter stepping up the plate is Connor Ellis, his runner. Mitch Holmes checked back at first. As number 17, as you can see on the screen here, not the tallest. Like I was saying before, he's probably one of the shortest people on the Timpview lineup playing that first base position there. As a runner comes across to score, now runner over to third. In there as the tag does not come to Holmes. As Maffey scores the 6th run of the game. Good job there by Maffey to have that heads-up play there at third. As soon as that throw over to first came, he went running towards home. And that'll result in the 6-0 lead here for Maple Mountain. Maple Mountain continuing to manufacture runs. This is the 4th run scored here in this inning. Next batter coming to the plate here is Connor Ellis. Or let's see. I'm a little bit mixed up here on the roster. Can't quite see his number there. I believe it's actually maybe Sam Moore there at the plate. Yep, Sam Moore is your hitter. Connor, that's right, Connor Ellis was the one who ground out that last one. That one was fouled back behind the dugout. So I'll just write that one in my notes here. Sam Moore last time up, he ground out. As he'll face the 1-2 count now here from Bollinger. Pitch now comes, that one just misses. Catcher gets up quickly to check the runner at third. As you really don't need to check the runner like that at third, as there's no way he can get past the catcher coming home. But sends him back to his base as that pitch goes ball for the full count here with 1 out. Seventh run of the game, just standing 90 feet away from home plate there. As that one gets past, Mitch Holmes will score. As Sam Moore gets on with a base hit single, getting past the third baseman. So Andrew Wixom, your next batter, left-hander for Maple Mountain. Wixom ground out his last time up. As the score now sits 7-0, Maple Mountain really pulling away with this one here in the bottom of the third. As Sam Moore taking his lead there at first. A lone runner on bases here for Maple Mountain. Pitch now. Goes low. Catcher gets up quickly and checks the runner there at first. Bollinger. Now with the kick and the delivery. Swung on there by Wixom. As runner goes. As the throw actually gets past the shortstop there. As that one, might have been, I can't say it's really the catcher's fault. Sam Moore was just, had a huge lead after that pitch, and nobody was quite looking at him. And really could have just walked over there and stolen the base. That one is hit out to the left side of the field and just called foul. As Wixom will trot back to the box, pick up his bat, have another go at it. Now facing the 1-2. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the third. As the left-handed Wixom, with a base hit here, potentially can make this an 8-0 lead here for the Golden Eagles. That one called strike. And Wixom will sit down that strikeout. The next batter stepping up the plate is Cannon Miner. Miner also ground out his last time up. As I believe that is the third strikeout of the day for Bollinger there on the mound. Last time up here for Cannon Miner, he ground out to end the last inning. After this batter, the whole lineup will have gone through for the Golden Eagles. Shows bunt there after the long look by Bollinger to second. As the batter Miner will attack that one back in foul territory. This count goes 0-1 on the board. Pitch now on the way. That one just inside for the ball. 1-1 now the count here with 2 outs. Still runner stands there on second. Sam Moore looking to score off of a base hit. Look for him to run as soon as he hears a crack of the bat. Bollinger checks runner there at second. Sam Moore will once again take his lead there at second. Pitch swung on. Ground up there, one-hander. Bare hands it there by Coach Miner. And count still at 1-2. Next pitch here from Bollinger, swung on, that one fouled back. Cannon Miner still alive here with the at-bat. Still 2 outs here in this one as Maple Mountain still looking to manufacture a couple more runs, see if they can't get this one done with early. That one just misses the strike zone. Runner goes back to second. This count goes 2-2. Deuce is wild on the board now. With 2 strikes, 2 balls, and 2 outs. That one just hits him on the arm, and he'll wear one. Trot over to first as the next batter will step up to the plate. So we're back with the top of the lineup as we saw Colton Hamilton already this inning. And his last time up, he was the one that got on with what we thought was a triple. But actually was called, I believe, a ground rule double. And he stood up there on second, later on scored after the hit by Polson. So coach comes out, talks to the home base umpire for just a bit, as we won't see a pitching change here, but he'll take a couple of notes. Yeah, still perfect weather here for a baseball game. A nice overcast here for both teams to play with, and you know, not too hot, not too cold. No real breeze in the game. Maybe a bit chilly for the folks sitting down next to me in the audience, but perfect if you're running around. As that one goes in there for the strike. So 0-1 here for Hamilton as he's got 2 runners on, one at first, one at second. As a base hit here could make this one an 8-0 game and have another runner in scoring position. That one gets past the infield as 2 runners will come across the score here for the Golden Eagles. As there you see both the runners coming across to make this one a 9-0 game. As Colton Hamilton scoring at Cannon Miner there all the way from first. So the 2 RBI double there from Colton will send up the next batter, Cade Polson, who also had an RBI, as I was just saying. this last inning, as he was able to do just about what Colton Hamilton just did. He was able to get on with the double last time and get the RBI. As we see Timpview taking another timeout, sending the infield in to talk things over here with the coach. As you know, I can't see, I couldn't see if Timpview was warming up any players there in the bullpen, but for now they'll keep Bollinger there on the mound. See if they can't end this 2-out rally here by Maple Mountain. 9-0 is your score here, still with 2 outs. It's Polson goes back in the box, awaits the pitch from Bollinger. That one just inside. Make it a 1-0 count here with Colton Hamilton standing up on second in scoring position. Next pitch on the way, that one just goes low as well. As this really is kind of an unfortunate inning all around for Timpview. To start off the top of the third, they had the runners, or the bases loaded, runners on all the bases, and they looked like they, could have gotten a couple of scores there early on in the inning, but they strand a couple as 2 strikeouts came from good-looking pitches by Ellis. That one goes ball. 3-1 is the count here with 2 outs. Similar to what he saw last time, he can kind of pick and choose here with this at-bat. That one called strike. Polson trying to sell it as a good-looking pitch comes across. Make this one a full count here with 2 outs. So big pitch here from Maple Mountain as they look to manufacture a few more. As the pitch comes, swing and a miss. So he was swinging for the fences on that one. Good cut there by Polson, but finds nothing but nothing. As the Golden Eagles able to score 7 runs on the board. As we'll go to the top of the 4th here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. Don't go away. We'll be right back. We're back here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. As Ellis still on the mound here for the Golden Eagles. But one substitution here taking place for Maple Mountain as Peyton Pond. Here is, actually, I believe a sophomore, if I can look at my notes here. Yeah, a sophomore here, stepping into the game, playing that left field position. As this is a good opportunity, I'd say, for Maple Mountain to get some young players into the game, get some practice. As number 2, the next batter in the ball game, strikes out there by Ellis. Ellis, great looking pitch there, swung on and missed. So 6th strikeout of the game for Ellis. Will send the next batter to the box. The next pitch comes, bunt shown, goes right down the plate for the called strike. So the next pitch here comes from Ellis. That one also called strike. A little bit of bullpen action here for Maple Mountain as we see Cannon Minor in the bullpen throwing some practice pitches. That one swung on and missed as yet another strikeout comes from Ellis on the mound. Good looking pitch, gets some swinging as the next batter will be up here for Timpview. It's Copeland Nelson. That was Justin Gee who just got struck out there as actually Coach Minor stepping out. Here as we could see the pitching change come. As we will see the pitching change as Tyson Ellis doing a really good job on the mound as the Timpview T-Birds still scoreless here. Actually, let's see, well, not quite sure what's going on here. Minor actually gives the ball right back to Ellis. Maybe Miner there in the bullpen told his coach that wasn't quite ready because he really wasn't warming up for all that long. And so, you know, and I think it's kind of good to do this, keep it at a respectable score. I mean, you don't want to, you know, I hate to say it, you don't want to win too much. As a Timpview, just kind of a building year here for their program, coming off the loss yesterday, as I was talking about, 26-1. And then earlier on against Spanish Fork, the score 21-0. And so, you know, you just gotta, as Ellis is, you know, really on it right now, as another strike comes, making it 0-2. Could potentially see another strikeout here, as, you know, maybe they, you know, another strikeout comes from Ellis. So maybe we'll see a pitching change after this, but for now, Ellis records yet another strikeout, make it 8 in the game for him. As we'll step aside just for a bit and go to the bottom of the fourth here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. We're back here on Spanish Fork 17. 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up here for the Golden Eagles. Jaron Hall here to start it off in the bottom of the fourth. That first pitch goes right in the strike zone. Called strike, 0-1 now the count. Here is Bollinger looking to do what he did in the bottom of the second, a 3-up, 3-down inning, as opposed to what just happened this last inning with 11 batters coming to the plate. As a result, 7 runs came across the score, making the score now 9-0. Golden Eagles with the lead, of course, is the count now 2-1 here to Hall. Hall holds off on that pitch, make it 3-1 on the board. Pitch now comes. That one also goes low, and Jaron Hall will walk. So after the walk, Maffey will step up to the plate once again. So Maffey had a sacrifice grounder, scored a run early on in the first inning, and then last time got on with a base hit single. That one popped behind him, fouled back to the backstop. There is Jaron Hall will trot back to first base. And will take his lead once again. Here's Bollinger. Will now pitch the 0-1 to Jake Maffey. The pitch. Check swing there by Maffey. Holds off on that one. That one's called ball. Good eye there by Maffey as count now goes 1-1. Hall once again takes his lead there at first. Bollinger readies himself on the pitch. That one just high as that one actually, you know, probably wasn't an inadvertent kind of pitch, as that one didn't look really natural. That one looked like it may have slipped out just a little bit, caused it to go a little bit high. That one swung on, fouled back to the backstop as counts 2-2 now. Here's Hall goes back to the backstop, back to his base. Bollinger steps off the rubber just for a bit to send Hall back to first. Now Hall back with the run, and that he goes. As Hall will have another stolen base. And the pitch gets past the infield, or the throw gets past the infield there from the catcher. As Bollinger will go back on the mound and give the full count pitch here to Maffey. Hall stole his base last time he was running the bases as well, as Maffey is also able to score, or come around the bases and score. As that one called ball. Maffey will take his base there on first. So runners on the corners for Maple Mountain as they look to do Just what they did last time, still with 0 outs. As Mitch Holmes stepping up to the plate. Mitch Holmes last time up got on with the error. And then his first time up got on with the base hit single. So the next pitch here to Holmes. Called strike there. Now the next pitch here swung on. That one ground up by the second baseman. Throw over to first in time, but a run comes across the score as Jaron Hall putting the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles in double digits. 10-0 is the score as number 17 replacing Jake Maffey. There is this, he'll be on with the as the speed up runner. Number 17 for the Golden Eagles is Caden Truma. Called strike. 0-1 delivery here from Bollinger. Swung on and missed. I believe this is actually not Connor Ellis, who's on the lineup here next after Mitch Holmes, but I believe this is the new batter, Peyton Pond. Confirm that with you as soon as I can see the number on this one. That's number 17, Caden Truma, standing on second scoring position as the Maple Mountain batter faces the 1-2 here from Bollinger. Holds off on that one. Make it 2-2 now. Still sit here in the bottom of the 4th. Yeah, I put my jacket here, getting a little bit chilly actually. As the next pitch swung on and fouled back. Timeout called there as the catcher will go. As this is, yeah, this is number 21, Connor Ellis. Here for the Golden Eagles. Connor Ellis is one of the few players on the Maple Mountain team that is 0 for 2 in the game. Pretty much everybody else has gotten a hit. As that one is we'll call it a power bunt. Throw over to first. Could have been in time, but that one will score another run. That one, I believe, hit right off the base and popped straight up, and the first baseman couldn't quite find it. Another run comes across the score, making this game an 11-0 ball game. We can potentially see this one end early as substitute batter coming into the game, Jason Blanthorn, replacing Sam Moore. Sam Moore last time up had the, trying to read my notes, couldn't quite see what I wrote down, but had the RBI off of a hit. As we'll actually see a pitching change here for the Timpview T-Birds. As number 28 will take Bollinger's place at the mound. So we'll take a quick break here on Spanish Fork 17, and we'll be back for the rest of the bottom of the 4th when we come back. Your new pitcher here for Timpview is number 28, Nelson, who will be replacing Bollinger as number 4, Blanthorn. Jason Blanthorn will be stepping up for the first time today as a substitute batter, replacing Sam Moore, who I mentioned last time got on with a base hit, scoring a run. So Jason Blanthorn, he's actually a senior, as he was a pretty darn good football player um, for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagle football team. As baseball, he struggled to find some, his time on the field, but will look to redeem himself. Actually, early on in the season, he started a couple of games, and then played periodically in games since. Swings that one, 0-2 now the count as he goes down quickly, facing off against Nelson. The fresh arm for Timpview, as there is one out here in this bottom half of the inning. Number 21, excuse me, Connor Ellis on first is a strikeout there. Gets him looking. He'll sit down, and Andrew Wixom, number 27, will step up to the plate. I believe Wixom is your right fielder. Yeah, the right fielder for the Golden Eagles. He's played that position all this season so far. Is that one called strike? So 4 pitches, 4 strikes here to start things off for Nelson, as two outs sits on the board here with one on there at second. Another good looking pitch, just misses the strike zone, makes it a 1-1 count as Connor Ellis takes his lead at first. Kicking the delivery, 1-1 offering, goes low there to Wixom, makes it 2-1. As you know, it's kind of a good thing, I would say, to play this one when they are right now, is looking at the weather report. Actually, it's supposed to get pretty nasty early on, or excuse me, later on tonight, as that one swung on, ground up there by the second baseman, throw over to first in time, as Wixom not able to beat it out. So that'll be 3 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll go to the top of the 5th when we come back. Don't go away here on Spanish Fork 17. New pitcher on the mound here for the Golden Eagles, as Cannon Miner, who was set to step in the middle of that last inning, the top of the 4th, is now into the game here for the Golden Eagles, as we'll see what kind of pitches come from him. That first pitch gets the batter swinging. Not quite sure where we're at actually in the lineup here for Timpview. As the next one swung on, 0-2 now the count. So 2 quick pitches, 2 quick strikes for Miner, as he looks to sit one down here for Timpview. As that next pitch in there for the strike, quick looking pitch, gets him with the fastball. As Miner, quick to work here for Maple Mountain. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Spencer Rudy is your next batter here for Timpview. So he'll step up to the plate, wait the pitch from Miner. That one just misses the strike zone. Just inside, gets past Maffey there. As Rudy will take a couple of swings and be back in the box. No, wait, the 1-0 here with 1 out. So that one swung on. 1-1 now the count. Looking at the schedule here on Spanish Fork Channel 17, we've actually got no more games, no more weekday games this week, with it being spring break for the high schools, but we actually have a live lacrosse game coming at you at 11:30 on Saturday. It's 11:30 in the morning as that one goes strike. 1-2 now the count, as ALA will be at ALA, as Spanish Fork Warriors will be playing again, as he'll take a hack at that one. Kind of a different looking swing there on that one, as he just tried to get contact so we could stay alive here. 1-2 the count here with 1 out. And I'll go ahead and pull up my schedule and look at next week's live games on Spanish Fork Channel 17 that we'll be bringing you. That one kind of a half cut fouled back to the backstop. As we have games Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday of next week, Spanish Fork. I'll just say the week of the 13th. That one is hit out to the second baseman. Throw over to first just in time. Good looking throw there by number 8, Colton Hamilton. As the next batter stepping up the plate here for Timpview. So as I was saying, we've got the week of starting the 13th. We've got 2 Spanish Fork games that'll be live. The first one, Spanish Fork versus Salem Hills. And then the next one, Spanish Fork at Salem Hills, on that Thursday, next Thursday. That's the 16th. So all the Spanish Fork fans, go ahead and tune in here on Spanish Fork Channel 17 or tune in on YouTube, as that one will be brought to you live. As the next pitch comes, swung on, that one ground up to Polson. The throw over to first just in time. As that'll do it here for the top of the 5th. Quick top half of the 5th here, as the pitcher, Cannon Miner, went to work there at the mound, resulting in 3 quick outs. So we'll send this one to the bottom of the 5th here right after these messages. Don't go away. As we're back here on Spanish Fork 17, the game actually called as Maple Mountain up by 10 after 5 played. So game is over. Final score 11-0. Maple Mountain coming up on top of this one over the Timpview T-Birds after back-to-back games now of applying that 10-run rule against these T-Birds. As I mentioned previously in the game, Maple Mountain coming up on top 11, or this game 11-0, and then previous game 26-1 was the score just yesterday. As we would like to thank our sponsors of this game who helped bring the coverage of this one, as the Car Guys sponsoring our instant replay and have been our longtime sponsor on Spanish Fork 17. Have been sponsoring us for a good decade or so. As you can stop by and see Randy and Calvin there on Main Street next to Cal Ranch. You can call them at 801-794-0077 or find them at thecarguysut.com. And then our other sponsors here in this game is MVP Sports MVP of the game. If you're looking to get any sports apparel, they'll have it for you there at MVP Sports, especially with softball season coming up here, the rec league's starting up. Get your team apparel there at MVP Sports. Go visit them on Main Street. And so with that, without further ado, we'll go ahead and pick the MVP Sports MVP of the game. And I'll tell you what, a lot of players making a run for that award this game. And, you know, picking it has been really hard, especially for the first of the lineup. Colton Hamilton, Cade Polson, as well as a few others, you know, who did really well this game. Looking for that MVP Sports Award. But just looking at my notes here, we'll give it to Colton Hamilton, as he played a pretty complete game. Actually got on second base his first time up with, it was actually an error, but was actually able to come across to score later on off the RBI by Cade Polson. Then got on with a deep shot out, had that ground rule double in the third, and then also later in the third, as he got up again, he got on, hit a deep shot out to center field, and was able to get the RBI double. So we'll give Colton Hamilton the award there, and also had a couple of good stops there at his second base position. So we'd like to congratulate him and thank the MVP Sports for sponsoring our MVP of the game. So with that, I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast here on Spanish Fork Channel 17. As my name is Andy Gesselson, wrapping this one up here for you. From everyone here at Spanish Fork 17, we say thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.